So it was a regular weekend for Eminem in countries like the United Kingdom. River featuring Ed Sheeran went 2 times platinum in the country, and Revenge with Pink got the silver certification. This is news we've come accustomed to on this channel every week, but as usual there was also some drama. And as we dive into some highlights, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, turn on notifications, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So thanks to a user on Instagram, word about Hopsin got to me, shout out to you. And it was a tamed version of something 50 Cent has given us before, when El Jamal was running his mouth constantly about Eminem, and 50 Cent hit back with the famous Jerome name that stuck for a while. 50 posted this: "Lord Jerome better sit his butt down. I thought you passed away, brother. Get out of here. You ain't Grand Pooba anyway." And that got this response: "I'm sorry, but I agree with Jafar, Jaguar, whatever his name is. I never liked Em." And 50's comeback to this was: "You never liked Em? Then get your butt off my page, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him." Now, something similar has happened with Hopsin, a less savage version, but the idea is the same on the one of Hopsin's post. A user states, "Hopsin is greater than Eminem," and he responds with, "Thanks, but there's no Hopsin without Eminem." And this is certainly a breath of fresh air, since in the newer generation, we don't see this kind of humility in artists. For instance, an artist who copied auto-tune Lil Wayne without the lyrical ability will come out and call Wayne washed up and old, and that's more likely than praise from younger artists, and people even praise disloyalty. Just see Button and Eminem, or Griselda recently, and Shady Records. And users are impressed with his response to the comparison. A user states, "This is why I appreciate you so much," and many replies were along these lines. "And what do you guys think of it?" Save it for the end, and feel free to include your thoughts on 50 bodying that user for going at Eminem. Lil Wayne recently sat with Variety, and of course anyone associated with Eminem would always get questions about Em come up. Some find this annoying, but it is what it is. And the question about Eminem came up since Wayne recently had Eminem on Young Money Radio, and he was asked about his reaction to Eminem matching donations. He states, "I wasn't surprised at all by Em's donation because I've known him forever, and it's simply a part of who he is. He's a guy who lives for those around him to live better, and his donation speaks volumes of that fact. We are bros." And for those who think numbers are useless because their favorite rappers never did good numbers and try to downplay its importance, here's what Wayne had to say after the question. "Reaching 2 million listeners was a major milestone. At this point of your career, do you care about numbers?" And this is in regards to Young Money Radio. He answers, "Numbers are always important to me because they simply don't lie. I personally thank everyone that tunes in. The thing about numbers is that it shows that people at least care about what you have to say, since hip-hop artists especially write their lyrics for the most part. So when millions of people at least care enough to check you out, that's something, especially for lyrical rappers like Eminem, who also happens to be the best-selling artist of the 21st century. You'd think hip-hop MSM outlets will celebrate this win for the genre, but nope, it's all about excuses." Reserve your thoughts on this for the end as we move on to the next point. Next up today is about one of the more recent false narratives about Eminem, that the hood doesn't listen to him or people of a certain shade. We've got so much proof to go against this claim, and now we have more. And rapper Kash was asked about what she felt about that narrative, started by the likes of El Jamal and Gucci in an interview. And this was her response.
"I don't know what they talking about. I love Eminem. I would rap a whole
huge?
Eminem verse right now."
She went on to state that Superman by Eminem was one of her favorite Eminem songs, while she rapped the verse and stated one more time.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Under a thread on Twitter, a user reacted to this statement, "Gucci talking about this and that. Gucci Mane has released over 60 mixtapes that hardly no one ever buys. And I thought Gucci had over 60 albums at this point, and it's no wonder he's mad that people don't put him in the same tier as Jay-Z and Eminem, since he seems to think quantity is a GOAT deciding requirement." As expected, some people will take issue with Kash and repeat what we all know to be false, a user states. "She sounds silly. I wish I would ever bop up to Cape for a light shade boy that called dark shade women all types of dirty on a mixtape. Y'all want us to accept him so bad, but regardless of what Kash Doll says, no one was riding around bumping to Eminem where I'm from. And the fan that posted the news in the first place responds with, "Speak for yourself. M's a part of the culture, whether you like it or not." That's all there is to it. We know what happened and we have moved on, but some remain butthurt for the sake of it. So share your thoughts on these topics below, like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you on the next one.